Welcome to all of you. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the 7490 mod counter. So two different counters are being designed here. One is the mod 8 counter and one more is the mod 6 counter. So this is the simplified functional table that we need to remember with respect to 7490. Okay, so let us start with the mod 8 counter. First, let us understand what is the meaning of the mod 8 counter. So mod 8 in the sense total it has to count 8 values starting from 0 in this particular case. Therefore, starting from 0 total 8 values in the sense it will be from 0 up to 7. Then after it must become 0. Right? So again mod 8 counter in the sense total it has to count 8 values. In this case the very first value starting from 0 up to 7 it will make total 8 values. Then for the next one it must become again 0 and 1 2 3 4 it will keep repeating. That means 0 to 7 it has to count, and when it is supposed to become 8 it must not display 8, it must display 0 for us. That is what the meaning of mod 8 counter, and this is what the connection representation of the mod 8 we are going to have. This red line you can observe, that is what the additional connection that we require, and all other connections that were discussed in the previous lecture while discussing about the decade counter. Anyway, I'll come back for this connection representation and realization in the next slide. Okay, so here is the better understanding. So this is what the truth table, and up to 7 is what we are supposed to get, right? Then after 7, what is the actual next value? If we take it in a sequential manner, it is supposed to be 8, right? Okay, now in this case we need to remember that I need to set it, I need to make the output 0 after 7. So that means make it 0 in the sense I must work with the master reset. Master reset. So master set has nothing to do. Therefore, we have connected this master set equal to ground. Now, at what instant I have to make master reset enable, that we need to identify from this truth table. And also you must remember that whenever master reset is equal to 1 and 1, output will be automatically set equal to 0, and this is what the criteria we are utilizing in this mod 8 counter. Right? Now coming back to the truth table, in a sequential manner it will count from 0 to 7, and whenever we apply a clock pulse after 7 it will go to value 8, which we cannot observe in the trainer kit. That 8 value we need to consider while making this connection, while identifying this connection, right? You can observe that Q3 is connected to master reset 1 as well as 2. Why only Q3 is connected? Because after 7, this 8 we are considering, in these 4 bits only Q3 is having bit 1, not the remaining. Therefore, whichever the bit is 1, that must be connected to MR1 and MR2. Therefore, Q3 is connected to MR1 and MR2. And you must also observe that in any of the previous counting values, starting from 0 up to 7, Q3 is not equal to 1. That means a combination of ones what we are going to take from this particular case must not repeat anywhere previous to that one. Therefore, this 1 we are going to consider while performing a reset operation. Right? That means whenever we use a up count, in most of the cases, we consider the set of ones present in that particular combination. Therefore, I don't want this 8 to be displayed on the trainer kit, but I want 7. So we are not going to make use of any combination from 7, but a combination from 8. So whenever I apply a clock pulse for this 7, it will go to 8. Then this 1, that is Q3, is 1. Since Q3 becomes 1 and that is connected with the MR1 and MR2, these two will get activated. The 1 will be fed to MR1 and MR2. Whenever MR1 and MR2 are equal to 1, the output will be set equal to 0 asynchronously. Therefore, we cannot observe this 8, but instantaneously we observe the value 0 in the output. So this is how the mod 8 counter is going to work. For each such mod counter, we need to identify a logic gate based connection or something like a simplified connection. So either it is simplified or making use of another logic gate, that all depends on the mod value. Now let us take one more. Let us go through the design of mod 6 counter. So remember, mod 6 in the sense it has to count from 0 to 5. 6 must not appear. Instead, we must get 0 for that, 0 in that position. Now, this is going to be the realization for the mod 6 counter. Let us go through a little bit in detail with how we are going to make use of this logic gate and why only AND gate we are being used over here. Okay, so let us get into the mod 6 counter truth table. So as per the procedure, it has to count total 6 values starting from 0 up to 5. There are total 6 values, right? So now in a sequential calculation, if we go through after 5, we have to get 6, right? From this particular value 6, you identify which bits are equal to 1. So Q2 as well as Q1, both of these two are equal to 1. And if you have to make an observation anywhere previously with respect to Q1 and Q2, both of these two are not simultaneously 1 in any of these previous representations. That you can clearly observe. That's why which are all the bits are 1 in this particular combination, all those bits must be considered for resetting values to the 0. So in this particular case, it is Q1 and Q2. Since there are two inputs, we must pass them through a logic gate to get one single output. Therefore, we are preferring the AND gate. That is based on the truth table of the AND gate. For example, make an assumption that instead of AND gate, if you make use of the OR gate, then what will happen? As per the truth table of the OR gate, if any one of the inputs is equal to 1, then output is equal to 1. Right? So that output will be always connected to the master reset. And if you make an observation with respect to Q1 and Q2, here itself Q1 is equal to 1. Right? One of the inputs is 1 in the sense output of OR gate will become 1 and the reset will happen at this instant itself. We won't get a mod 6 counter. Therefore, we must choose a logic gate in such a manner that only for this particular combination it must have the output 1. For any other combinations, its output must be equal to 0. In such identification, we get only the AND gate. Right? Remember, using the AND gate is not a rule, but satisfying the criteria is what the rule, right? Therefore, since the AND gate is going to satisfy this particular criteria, saying that we are connecting Q1 and Q2 because these two bits are 1 in this particular value 6. So this, except this particular combination, in any previous cases the output of this logic gate must be equal to 0. As per that criteria, we are going to make the connection. So now Q1 and Q2 are connected to the AND gate. After 5, in a natural sequence, when we apply the clock pulse, it will go to value 6. Since in the value 6, Q1 and Q2 are connected through the AND gate to the AND gate, the output of AND gate will become equal to 1. And output of the AND gate is connected to the master reset. Therefore, both the counters are going to reset asynchronously, leading to the output 0. Therefore, we are not able to observe the value 6 on the trainer kit's LED displays. Instead, we just observe that after 5 it will be jumping to the 0. Right? So it is always so many of the students always find difficulty in identifying which gate has to be used. Therefore, they simply mod 6 in the sense they will by heart. No, never by heart. Just make a simple understanding of the logic. Mod 6 in the sense it has to count total 6 values, that is from 0 to 5. Right? So the truth table job is 90% done. Then after 5, take its next value. Take its next value. It is 6. In the value 6, identify which bits are 1. Q1 and Q2. Since there are 2 bits are high, we must make use of a logic gate. Right? So output of the logic gate we want to be 1 for this particular combination, not for any other combination that we are having previously with respect to Q1 and Q2. Then it suits only with the AND gate, therefore make use of AND gate. Why we are opting output of the AND gate must be 1 in this particular case? Because master reset is active high input. That means if we give 1, it will activate. Therefore, we are expecting output of this particular gate must be high. Right? Now connect Q1 and Q2 to the 2 input AND gate, and then output of the AND gate you connect it to master reset. So the job is done. Right? In any other cases, for example, in if you take one more counter, mod some continuation counter, if you take then in such cases, say mod 7 counter, in such cases 3 bits may become 1. In such cases, you make use of 3 input AND gate for this particular for that particular case. Right? So remember, 2 input AND gate is available, 3 input AND gate is available. So we are not going to have any values beyond that to make solution in case of 7490. Therefore, these two will be sufficient for us to make all kinds of mod counters in case of 7490. So try to understand the logic behind this connection. Thanks for watching.